Hey everybody, Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. Well, shirt sleeves. That's wonderful. Oh, and now the frogs decide to sing. Just got done feeding the goats. And we are on Kid Watch, officially on Kid Watch. Okay? Moo Moo is very soft, back where the tendons are. She looks like she's getting ready. We could have kids on the ground by morning. Okay, that's a distinct possibility. Coco also is neck and neck with Moo Moo. If she doesn't kid before or at the same time as Moo Moo, she should be kidding soon after. Okay, Little Miss is developing a large udder. I think she's a couple of days out from the other two. Daisy, her udder is just starting to fill up. So let me see, that's Moo Moo, Coco, Little Miss, Daisy, and then the other one I have that I believe is going to kid is going to be Cinnamon. This is her first time, and that will probably be, I'm thinking she could be as much as 3 weeks out. Okay. This is her first time. She's not very big. I'm hoping she has a single because she got bred younger than what I had intended to have her bred. Okay, so that's 5 does. Out of those 5, 4 should be giving twins. Moo Moo's a little like, They're either small or it's a single. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. She was a little bit underweight, and I didn't pick up on it right away. I probably should have had her separated and feeding her better, feeding her more sooner than what I did. But, you know, I'm playing catch up with her. So right now she's in with Lily, who is being weaned. Well, she's not being weaned. Her daughter's being weaned off of her. At first I had her daughter penned up, but her daughter got out. So fine. Lily is much better behaved. We'll put Lily and Moo Moo in together. That way Lily can also get a little bit extra food, and because she's a little bit underweight because Maggie's been nursing on her. So anyway, that's the goats. As you can see, I am behind at the back of my barn, which is still not finished. Okay, let me see if I can loosen this up so I can move it. Okay, now the other thing you'll notice is this awful muddy mess. Now you are on the hillside. Okay, you are sitting up on the hillside. I'm getting erosion on this hillside. It's washing away. It's creating a muddy mess behind the barn. And this just all needs to get cleaned out. So I talked to a couple of people, one yesterday, one today, about putting in a retaining wall. The guesstimate that I have, and it's just a guesstimate, is I need it to be somewhere between 40 to 45 feet long. I'm guessing here, okay? And anywhere from 3 feet high to 4 feet high, depending. Without having cut away the hillside, I don't know for sure. But that is another thing I need to do, is I need to cut back this hillside so I can put in a retaining wall. Thing is, the one guy I talked to, he used to mill the railroad ties, so he knew the numbers. And I told him what I was looking at, and he figures I need 36 railroad ties. Looking at the price of railroad ties at Lowe's, because I know they have them on their website that they carry them, they're $26 a piece. At that price, actually they're a little over $26 a piece. At that price, that is over $900. Probably with taxes, probably closer to $1,000. That's a lot of money. This area desperately needs the attention. I don't know how I'm going to get it done. It needs to be done. As well as I would love to have this barn finished. But I just don't know. The two guys I talked to, they're going to be, they're trying to think of places where I might be able to get the materials cheaper. The one guy suggested, well, maybe I could do, you might have seen him in some places, oh, what's that one, the name? He's got a weird name to his channel. Homesteadonomics, I think. He posts about once a month. Anyway, he's used these walls kind of that are made out of like a wire fencing type of thing, and then filled with riprap, okay, riprap or stones, whatever. And anyway, the second guy I talked to him today, he suggested maybe doing something like that. It's like, I like the looks of those, but a load of those rocks, he figures they're about $500. I think that one load won't do it. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm thinking. I need to talk to some more people who know more about it than I do. I think they would have to be at least a foot deep. So, 1 foot deep by 40 to 45 feet long and 3 to 4 feet high. I don't know if I'd have to go that high. I don't know, okay? So I'm still looking at that possibility. If anybody has any ideas, maybe you know more about that kind of thing than I do. I have limited experience with that. I understand what needs to be done. I understand why it needs to be done. It needs to be done. So, anyway, that's part of the plan. Now, obviously, this cannot be done right away, okay? I need to have everything lined up. I have to be able to purchase materials before I even start cutting back this hill. Because if I start cutting back the hill, it's going to make things worse if I don't have things lined up and ready to go, okay? So, it's not going to be done for a little while yet, okay? So what's next on my agenda? The run-in. I got the feed trough in the goat barn done. I have a few other little things I'd like to do to the barn to improve it, like put a window in, one that will open and close. I don't know yet. That's on a wish list. It's not a definite, I'm doing that kind of a thing. But we'll see, because it does get warm in there during the summer. But the run-in stall that I want to build, I think I've got the materials that I need to finish that. Okay, so it's just a matter of getting to it and building it. I've got lots of boards around here. Still have some lumber left over from the project I had done. So it's very possible I can probably get this stall finished. And of course this week, like I said, we're on kid watch for this week. So we'll see how things go. I had one other calamity, and I don't know where or what or how. But I've got the Lowe's Cobalt chainsaw and the battery-powered lawnmower, the weed trimmer. Gotta be careful because that's a brand name. The weed trimmer, the leaf blower. Is that it? Anyway, all these Cobalt tools, and they all take batteries. Well, I've got one 2-hour battery, two 2.5-hour battery, a 4-hour battery, and I had a 6-hour battery. And I cannot find that 6-hour battery anywhere. We used it when I had the boys here helping me with the firewood. That was a few weeks back, more than a few weeks back. And I know I had it in my hand and I was going to charge it. I thought that I had charged it. I have no idea where it went. I cannot find it anywhere. I've looked in my shed, I've looked in the barn, I've looked on the back porch, I've looked in my house. About the only place I didn't look, it was in Dizzy's shed, but I wasn't in there because it's a pain in the butt to get in and out of there. And I have no idea where that 6-hour battery disappeared to. So I thought, well, maybe I can just buy a new one. I looked online. Oh man, this is painful. That's a $250 battery. Can you believe it? It got me thinking, you know, I've got all these battery powered tools and stuff. It's like, is it really any better, any cheaper to have these battery powered tools than it is to have gas powered tools? It's like $250 for one battery. Wow. It's like, not only is it a hurt that I can't find that thing, I have no idea what happened to it or where it disappeared to. No, the boys wouldn't have taken it. They have no use for it. They're Amish boys, okay? They wouldn't have a way of, they wouldn't have anything to use it for or anything. So, but I don't know. I'm hoping it turns up, but it just has me thinking about all these power tools I've got that require batteries. I know the 18-volt batteries I got for Ryobi, I just bought, and they were, how much did I pay for them? I don't know, it was 35 or 65, but they're only 18 volt, and they're, I think they're like 2-hour batteries. They might be 2.5, but something like that. They're small. So, I mean, I can charge one while I'm using the other, but anyway, so these batteries, they're not cheap. They really aren't. And when they die, I mean, you're pretty much messed up. I mean, what are you going to do? Because the tools are useless without the battery. So at least with a gas-powered tool or a plug-in tool, at least until the grid goes down, if it goes down, you have an option. Of course, if I'm working out in the goat barn, I can't use a plug-in tool. My extension cord's tied up, and even then I don't know that it's quite long enough. So it's just, it calls me to think, you know. It's like, here, you know, oh, they're clean. Well, they're not really, because you got to figure out, you know, the manufacturer of the batteries and charging the batteries, because that electricity comes from somewheres. It either comes from coal, or it comes from nuclear, or it comes from sometimes a little bit of wind, maybe a little bit of solar, maybe very little, but it's usually coal, water power, if you're fortunate to live in an area that has it, like Niagara Falls, or, you know, was it the oh, I can't think of the name of that big dam out west yet, but anyway, Hoover Dam. If you're in an area where you have that, that's not so bad. But I mean, this stuff, it's not as clean as people think it is, you know, when you stop and really think about it. So, but anyway, it was just a side thought, you know, about everything. So, but I wanted to put a video out there and let you know what's going on in my head, what I'm doing. Still trying to get work done. Tomorrow's supposed to be an absolutely gorgeous day. And my husband has rehab tomorrow afternoon. So hopefully I can get something done. I have some phone calls I need to make, but maybe I can put them off a day. I don't know. We'll see. But it feels really great to be out here in just shirt sleeves. I don't have anything in my head. I probably should have the bandana on just to keep the hair out of my face. But, you know, I just feeding the goats and everything was fine. Maggie, is that you? It is you. What are you doing up there, Maggie? She's standing on top of the manual feeder. I'll tell you, that's something I need to make sure to show you guys. I finally discovered a way to give my goats minerals without either having them poop and pee in it or Little Miss, pick it up and scatter it. Oh, Little Miss was terrible. I'd put a dish of minerals out for them, and she'd have, for some odd reason, just Little Miss would have to hold of that container, and she'd have to dump it. I watched her I don't know how many times. It's like, Little Miss, that stuff's expensive. She don't care. She didn't have to pay for it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm talking about you, Little Miss. Yes, I am. Anyway, okay. This is Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead. If you guys have any kind of experience or knowledge about retaining walls, how to do it cost effectively, yeah, the rocks are nice. They can be attractive. Even the used railroad ties can be attractive. At this point, I'm looking at function. I know cinder blocks and cement, that's not going to be any more cost effective, because not only you have the blocks, but you have to have the mortar to set the blocks, and you've also got to fill the blocks. If you're going to do it right, you got to fill the blocks with cement. So, that was part of the discussion with the guy I talked to yesterday. So, anyway, just putting it out there. Please, you got some feedback for me. I'll read the comments, don't be afraid to put something out there. Every little bit helps. Like I said before in a previous video, I do love brainstorming. So, well, this is Mom H with Honey Hollow Homestead, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one.